everyone. Gossip Talk Shows, Find Your Own Voice, Lead from Within. So I'm on my own today, and Kero Ange is not feeling well. We're normally together on Tuesdays, and we send you love, Kero Anne. Hopefully, you get well soon. And so, our topic today is letting go of our past identity, and also when it's time to move on and evolve. Letting go of our past identity, it means um, you have to make identity shift. Like myself, there were some childhood attachment in my life that I find myself being wrapped around that identity. And the other problems that appeared in my life, I find myself being wrapped around those problems. The relationship that didn't work, I find that my identity was wrapped around um, those problems. Um, to make identity shift, you have to work on your pain. We all have gone through some pain in our lives, and we all have gone through challenges in our lives, and some of us have overcome those challenges, but some of us are still dealing with those challenges, and it is okay. As long as we are dealing with them and as long as we are ignoring them, it is okay to deal with the challenges and overcome whatever we've been through and writing our own story, changing our story. It means divorcing the story that does not serve you anymore. If you have gone through divorce, it is okay to go and empower other people, women and men who have gone through the same thing, who are struggling to go through that pain. But at the same time, we need to make a shift from that identity of pain, make a shift to the identity of uh, freedom, uh, thriving, uh, finding that breakthrough within our pain, and letting go of that life where we've wrapped around it. And sometimes, some of you have seen my pictures on Facebook where I have changed on that is my past. My past was what was wrapped around by the chains of I'm not enough. My past was wrapped up by the chains of rejection, the chains of relationship that didn't work, childhood attachment where you go to school and you start creating identities based on your friends, being a follower basically. So my chains were based on that. But there were times where I needed to shift. I didn't want to be known as somebody who was rejected by people. I didn't want to be known as someone who was rejected by men. That was not my identity. So I didn't want to be known like that. I did not want to be known as somebody who was a follower. I did not want to be known as somebody who had a messed up life. Messed up life, it means when you lose your identity, becoming a follower, and not knowing what you want in life. And I didn't want to be that. There had to be some shift in my life in order for me to find that breakthrough. I had to acknowledge who I was, and in order for me to make some breakthrough. And if you are watching and you relate to my situation, just type something, and let's have this conversation going, because it's very, very important for us to have identity shift. And identity shift, it means when you are struggling with your identity, It could be a childhood attachment. How we view relationship is our identity. How we saw our parents running their relationship, with our fathers, our mothers, how they actually, how the relationship of our parents was. We could actually uh, start living that life unknowingly. That life could become our identity. How we view our bank account, it could be how we view life ourselves. How we view our careers, it could be how we view life ourselves based on our identity. How we view relationship, how we view friendship, it could be how we view life business wise, relationship wise. So everything could be wrapped around, based on based on how somebody lived on, let's say you didn't live in poverty but you had enough money to survive. If you have lived that life where you have enough money so to survive, so when you start working or you start your business or whatever that you might be to survive, you will look at your life and say, it is okay that I live like this because this is what I know, this is the identity that I know. But living in poverty is not okay. But when you view your life and when you view your life, if you have financial problems or you have relationship problems, or simple if you are in an abusive relationship, or if your parents were abusive against each other, to you, when you view that relationship of abuse, it will be okay, but it is not okay. So how do we let go of that past identity so that it does not affect us moving forward? How do we let go of the identity that is causing trauma in our lives, that we believe it is okay? Uh, if you have been through something, anything, is it easy to divorce that identity? No, it's not easy to divorce it. If you've been trauma, when you see someone or when you are presented by that trauma, it will be okay. So you have to ask yourself, when it comes to shifting your identity, who does Nomsa want to be? Who do I want to become? When I look at myself in front of the mirror, who do I want to become? Who exactly do I want to become? When I look at my life in front of the mirror, do I want to be known as a child who was rejected by men, or do I want to, my identity, what does my identity align with? What does my identity align with? So that those are the questions that you need to ask yourself. What does it align with? You can actually type if you want to, you can type and we can have a conversation. You can shift your identity. Let go of old identity. Work on that transformation and give yourself that break away from the chains. Break away from the chains of I'm not enough. Break away from the chains of those who were not there when you wanted them to be there. Some people are like, I don't want to speak to this person because they were not there when I needed them. Yes, they were not there because they were not meant to be. Let's say if your parents, one of your parents wasn't there when you were growing up, or let's say your friends never came on your birthday, and then you're holding a grudge. So, what identity are you holding? Are you wrapped around in? If my friend does not turn up on my birthday, it is a choice. It is their choice. It doesn't mean that my identity have to based on them not turning up on my birthday. If I turn up on my birthday, or if I turn up, maybe business meeting, is somebody didn't turn up for business meeting, and then we hold a grudge on them. Does it really matter that this person did not turn up on your business meeting? It doesn't matter. Things happen. It's life. You can choose the energy you want to be around with. You can choose. There is so much energy that you can actually pick and choose. So if you want that new identity, new version of yourself, that has always been there. People create identity based on people they are surrounded by with. So you have to create your identity based on what you really want in life. What do you want in life? For me, I ask myself all these questions. What do I really want in life? Who do I want to be with? What kind of people do I want to hang out with? I'm not being judgmental. Um, I'm not being judgmental, because if I become judgmental, that means I'm not a child of God. But I have to pick and choose, because not everyone will like me. So those who don't like me, I have to leave them behind. When they feel that they like me, they'll follow me. So no, have to create identity based on who you want and who you want to be, and based on what's on the inside of you, and knowing that what's on the inside of me is greater than what's on the outside, and I'm going to create that identity to become the person to thrive and to be the woman that I want to be, to save the world if I have to save the world. And when I die, if I have to meet my creator, and my creator have to show me the things that I have done, or some of the things that I would have done, but because I got wrapped up um in this thing where I'm like, this person is not talking to me. So when this person is not talking to me, so my identity is gonna be wrapped around, or whatever is not going right in my life. My life does not have to be wrapped around or that mountain. My life has to be wrapped around on that aligns with me. Something that can transform my life. Something that I can climb and create a new beginning for my life. Something that I can choose. There's so much power to choose and to create. There is so much power. When it comes to identity, so much you can do. There is so much you can create. You can create a business with your identity, what you want to become. You can go to school and study if you want to study, or you can actually read books and start learning the things that you want to do and get promotion. If you are somebody who wants that promotion, you can create your identity based on who you really want as a person. Nothing, no one can stop you becoming who you want to become. Or do you want to be comfortable? So we all have to decide what we want to do. And sometimes some people, they try to perfect themselves, and they end up getting stuck there because they want that perfection. I want the perfection. I want to look perfect. I want my hair to look perfect. I want my nails to look perfect, and I can't go out if my nails are not perfect. Or I really want to start my business, but everything has to be perfect. I cannot get this out, or my business, if it's not actually perfect. But guess what? While you are creating that perfection, somebody is saving the world. So you don't have to be wrapped around and creating that perfect um, things that you want to create, and maintaining that perfection. You don't have to. You have to decide who you want to be. And when you decide who you want to become, the transformation will be, will start. And it's not going to happen overnight. So you have to understand that when you change your life, things don't happen overnight. It's going to happen, it's a step by step. And if you want to take easy way out, you can take easy way out and be comfortable. Or if you want to get uncomfortable and create the identity that you want, the identity that you want is just not going to be, uh, it's not going to be easy to create it. Is going to require you to climb big mountains that you don't want to, you don't feel comfortable climbing. It's going to require you looking yourself within and being honest. And instead of getting comfortable, it's going to require you to create ideas, to be get creative. When you get creative, that's when you actually figure out who you are as a person, and your determination as well. It will allow you to become who you want to become. When you look at your bank account, you make a choice, you make a decision. Is this my identity? Is this who I want to become? When you look at go on social media. There are some people, they they spend time on social media, taking pictures, posting. They cook food, they post on social media, and then they are friends. You look at your friends, they're like working hard, and if you look at it, there's nothing wrong in taking pictures on social media. For you to be able to be somebody that takes pictures, spending time taking pictures and putting them on social media, there must be an identity behind that. So you have to figure that out. What kind of identity that is there? It could be easily that you are a photographer, you love taking photos, and you could do that for business. Some people do things unconsciously, and they don't actually realize that actually what they're doing is their talent, because they're not aware of who they are. So you will find that some people, they spend time uh, social media, and maybe they spend time and commenting on social media, looking at and snooping at people. What do these people doing and stuff? Maybe you are meant to be a journalist, so you're on social media, not realizing actually this is the love that this is something that you love. You could do it as a profession. So we things that we could become like consciously, and so those are the things that you need to be aware. If you are somebody that goes on social media and snoop around on people, maybe criticizing people or just checking people out, what they get up to and stuff. So you have to look around the secret behind it. So the secret behind it, it could be, actually, I could be, oh, you are a journalist, or it could be some people, they are really really good at marketing. So in their behavior, you'll find that if somebody posts something and they are able to give advice, and or sometimes even in business, there are some people that who are not in business, and their identity, basically for them, They are born to shine, they are born to create something. But instead of them realizing that identity, this is who they are, they'll be just helping people, not realizing that this is who they could become. So it is important, if you have gone through trauma in life, or sometimes if you are somebody who suffers through um, confidence. If you don't have confidence within yourself, you can gain that confidence by working on yourself. Gaining confidence, it means that you raise self awareness, or sometimes it could be something that you've gone through your childhood that is affecting your identity. So you could work on yourself and create the identity that you want to create, and decide who you want to be as a person. We all have dreams in life. We all have the things that we love to do in life. So you can create that, and you can create the some people, they are like um they are born like some people are born with the talent. They are born with they are they love uh they love helping people, and letting go of our old identity. It means we need to acknowledge our role while we are on earth. Why are we here on earth? So some people might be like, oh, let's say you want to lose weight, and some people will be like, oh, I want to lose weight because of my family. I come from a very big family, or they'll make up of like saying, if I lose weight, I want to lose weight, I want to look good, and not making those excuses. And so you have to look at yourself and create the life that you want. Never stop becoming the person that you want to become. Never stop that growth within yourself. If you want to grow and become more and more and more, never get comfortable. And the things that sometimes people say in business, you can fake it. It does work for some people, but if you fake it, which identity are you living? If you are faking that ID, faking it, so to make it, so you don't have to do that. You have to be authentic, because if God wants to bless you with things that because of your life, you're wanting to change your life, God is gonna bless you regardless of what. You have to fake it to make it. You have to do it, create it to make it. Create it, do it, and keep moving, keep creating, and never get uh, continue taking every opportunity that comes your way. You don't have to fake it to make it. Some people say you have to fake it to make it. You don't have to do that. You have to be authentic. If God wants to bless you, He's going to bless you regardless of whether whatever is going on in life, He will bless you. So all you got to do is you got to tell your story. How the story is, tell your story, and continue growing, and don't wear a mask. A true identity does not require you to wear a mask. So you have to ask yourself, when people say fake it to make it, what costume, what authentic coat are you wearing that moment? The fake one. And that fake one, that means the identity is going to be created based on that fake coat or fake garment, whatever you call it, a fake costume. So it's going to be created based on that. So you have to um, create your identity based on your true authenticity, based on the life that you want, and because underneath, if you fake it to make it underneath, how is your life going to be? If you are somebody that believes in faking it to make it, uh, that means when you meet somebody, let's say you're a single person, you fake it to make it. So that means that you will find it is okay for you to pretend to be something that you're not. So then you will fake it. And instead of the person is starting to get to know you, and maybe let's say uh, in the past people have rejected you because of what they think that you are not enough. You start saying, okay, I'm going to fake it. So our past doesn't define us, don't define us. The people that define us, it is our past. We can create a habit, and then we find ourselves, who are we? Who do we want to become in life? So if you are somebody who is watching and you have defined yourself based by what happened in your past, um, and uh, and that past life, you believe what you think you are at this moment, with that my past was my identity. Whatever happened in my past, I thought it was my identity, but it wasn't identity. Those were the things I was defining myself as, and until I can write my own story, my own identity, knowing that always I need to live in the moment. In this moment where I am today, I need to live in that moment, not to live in the past. Whatever this is that I in my mind that happened in the past, I had to divorce those thoughts, and I have to surrender to God. Say, God, I know my life wasn't perfect, and I know that I'm not perfect, but I'm surrendering in the now and to live in the now. There were so many things that I had to pray, so many things that I had to break. And breaking those chains, it wasn't easy. I never wanted to get comfortable with my past. I never wanted um, to live in the past. I wanted to live in the now. So if you are somebody who is struggling and you believe that alone, you have a choice to actually tell your mind, tell your mind that life, but that way, but I'm living in the now. I'm living in the now. You can actually tell your mind that I am living in the now, but not in my past. So when you tell your mind, it means you are aware of your thinking, and you are aware of what is going on in your life, and you don't have to give attention to any negative life stories that comes up your head. So you can exercise the choices. You can I use the scriptures. For me to be where I am, I use this. And when things are not well, that I can ask God to help me, to show me anything that is hidden in my life that is holding me back, to show me that anything that any hidden secret about me. I could be great, but while I'm busy with my past, so I have to learn to let go of that part that does not save me, heritage, and not pay attention to it, not ignoring it, because when you ignore something, it means you are not acknowledging what's going on. Acknowledging it, but you are actually letting go of that identity because that identity is causing pain. So why are you holding on? So you can let go of that identity, listen that you want. Yourself these questions: are you willing to that you want? Everyone has dreams. Dreams. We all have the life that we want, the houses that we dream about. What kind of a house you want to live in? We all have dreams about our bank account, how much we want it to be in our bank account: 1 million, 500,000, 10,000, 5,000, 10 million, 1 billion. Everyone has their own dreams. So you have to ask yourself, what is stopping you becoming that person you want to become? What is stopping you? Is it your past? I am a black African woman. Some people actually use their color to say no one will listen to me. Um, some people use the divorce. I was using the divorce of my parents. I was like, I am who I am because of my parents. My parents divorced, and it has affected my life because I had this dream that my parents shouldn't have divorced, and I had so many things that were going on in my. What I didn't realize is it was my past. I didn't realize is although my parents divorced, but I was very lucky to have the life that I had. I had I gained a father, my stepdad, and I gained a mother, my stepmom. But I couldn't see life that way. So and so what is stopping you becoming the person that you that have been planted to you? The stories and identities. So if you want to let go of your past, uh, you want to in terms of the stories of your past, it is impossible to relearn, letting go, have to let it go. I had to let it go of the messed up life that I had before I had to let it go. I had to let it go of the things that didn't serve me anymore. I had to let go of the stories that I have created in my head. If you can enter my head what I had created, you'll be really surprised. I had I had a wonderful time with my dad, and I had a wonderful time with my other dad. I had two fathers in my life. But the stories that I started created in my head just because my parents divorced, and I started creating those stories, not realizing it was something that I had to deal with. I hadn't dealt with it for a long time, so I had to deal with it, and that was then when I was born. And and also the life that you decide to live, it will be based on your identity. I lived in a when I lived with my family. My dad was a teacher. We didn't have enough money to get luxury life, but we had enough money to live. We had a house, we had food, we had everything in the house, but we didn't have extra money. Some people, they managed to have food, they managed to have a luxury life, they managed to have everything, but then they managed to have extra money. So we had everything, but we didn't have extra money to to have, but we had a life, and that was okay. But did I like that life? No, I didn't. So me not liking that life, it made me want to become, to change. It made me want to become, made me want to make changes in my life, in my bloodline. I wanted to be the change. And I look at my grandfather. My grandfather was wealth, and then he died. All his wealth went with him. It disappeared. So I was like, if my grandfather was a wealthy man, and my dad is not wealthy, so that means I have a chance of becoming something. It's in my blood. So I had to believe that I had a chance to become the person that I wanted to become. And I had to work on myself. I had to divorce the identity that I actually, the attachment and the stories that I told myself. My grandmother had told me stories. She had told me wonderful stories about her marriage. She had told me wonderful stories about living the life and living freely. She was never a psychologist, but she was telling me stories. And those stories today, when I think about them, they bring joy into my life. They bring that sense of freedom, that freedom in my life. Because she was a woman that believed in living the life in the now, not holding a grudge with nobody. So she was that woman that believed in living the life. She divorced with my grandfather, and but when she speaks about my grandfather, he was an amazing man. So that's what she made me believe, that my grandfather was an amazing man. And I grew up knowing that my grandfather, even though she wasn't with my granddad, he was an amazing man. So those were the stories that she told me. But I and my mom told me her stories about life. My father told me stories about life. But when I grew up, now in my adulthood, and there were so many things that I had to re-unlearn, knowing that I wanted to succeed in life. And my father would be honest with me that if I wanted to succeed in life, I'm gonna have to choose the people that I want to hang out with. I'm gonna have to choose the tribe that I want to hang out with. I'm gonna have to decide who I want to become. And I had to choose my identity. Was it easy as a child? No, yes, it was easy. Being a child, but when I was 18, it became difficult because now I was no longer a child that can do whatever they want, but I could. My mind could decide, could choose how I wanted to live, but because I wanted to fit in. So now I'm writing a different story. When I was 18, I started writing a different story where I want to fit in, where I want to, when I see a guy, I just have to walk different. I have to spend time, make up 2 hours getting dressed because I wanted to look good, but inside I was broken. So I had to divorce that story. If you are somebody who is watching this talk show and you relate to my story where you have to spend 2 hours getting ready for your boyfriend, 2 hours, no personal development, no finding, don't have a voice, you cannot lead your life, get in touch with me. Get in touch with Ngozi Talk Shows. My website is there. Get in touch with me if you are someone who is struggling to find your own voice. I struggled when I turned 18. It was time where I needed to put a mask now. When I meet a guy, I had to be something that I wasn't. Age 18, 19, 20, up to 29, up to the age of 28. Let's say 28, because when I turned 29, I was enough is enough. Things had to change. I was frustrated and I didn't want to live that life. I had everything, money, everything, but I wasn't happy. I didn't know how to be me. I didn't know how to live my life based on the things that I wanted to be, to become. I didn't know how to, I didn't know how to grow, let go past and raise out within myself. I didn't know to actually surrender to this. I didn't know that I can tell God my desires. I didn't know that I could do that. Don't need anything from me. I just felt that I needed to be put something, a mask in my face. That's all I knew, that I needed to put a mask, to be something that I'm not. When a guy comes in to see me, have a boyfriend, I am gonna spend 2 hours just to impress them, to impress the person. When they see me, the makeup is done properly, my fake hair is beautiful, matches my eyelashes, my fake eyelashes, my dress and my everything. It matches my handbag, my high heels, but inside the identity, it was messed up. So if you are that person who is confused, who is living in a confused.com, you can actually create the life that you want. You can create the life that you and your old idea bring to your life in your life. So how do you create identity? How can you create who you want to become? How can you create that? For creating the identity, I don't know your um I don't know what your beliefs are. And for me to actually create my own identity, I had to go to the computer. I had to go to the computer actually and get a pen and paper as well. And I wrote my biography to myself, to write my biography, what I went through as a child, the things that I wanted to let go. And when I writing that biography, writing it for myself, to me, reading it to me, it was tough. It was great. When I finished, I had to do the process of publishing to the publishing companies. I had to all everything that needed to be done in order for you to publish your biography. So I did everything and I posted a copy to myself. Everything. After I finished, I was like, this is the story that I needed for me. And I didn't want to publish it. So I kept it. In 2021 or 2000, during the pandemic, or 2022, I can, or 2021, was 2021, yes. I banned the biography and the laptop. I banned it. And there were some pictures from my past that I did not want, not because I didn't want to I didn't want to see them, but I love them so much, but I had to let them go. So I've bent everything. I bent the laptop where I had everything in that computer where I've created in the past, my pictures, everything. I had to burn it and say goodbye to my past. And after I burned it, I had to find get my identity. I had who I wanted to become. And who I wanted to become, I wanted to more. Um, I called myself a child of God. So I'm going to tell you a story so that you can create your own story. You can look at your life. So I went to church, started going to church since I was 8 years old or 7 years old. So when I went to church ever since. And so I looked at myself in 2010. I was like 2009, and I was like, I'm a Christian, but my identity does not um, it does not align with the child of God. So there were some things that I had to change. I had to change my dressing, how I dressed. I dressed like sometimes if you look at some of my pictures on Facebook, like sometimes I show my boobs. So I had to ask myself, is it necessary? If I'm saying I'm sexy, does sexy involve me showing people my boobs? Do they really need to see them? But that was me. So don't get me wrong. Don't judge anyone going around and judging anyone. That was me. That I had to look at myself. I was like, I don't need to show my boobs. People don't need to show my boobs. So I had to change how I presented myself as a woman. So I had to look at my wardrobe. I bend some clothes. I've been bending clothes. I finished bending my clothes from 2010. I finished bending my clothes in 2021. Now I'm no longer bending clothes because I've changed how I want to dress. I feel that that's my identity. But before, I will see something like a dress in the magazine, and I will see a celebrity wearing the dress. And the celebrity normally they wear the dresses that they have designed themselves. It's their identity. They see something and they think about something that they want, how they want to show up, and the events where they need to go, and they will start getting the designers in. They will work hard thinking, putting all the thinking in that outfit, and then in the outfit, beautiful outfit for them is produced. So I will see, look at that outfit, and then I want to go and buy it because I thought it was the right thing to do, until I actually realized that actually I need to be me. I need to create my own identity. Now what I do is I know what kind of a person I am becoming, and I know who I am. When I go to the shop, sometimes I don't go to the shops. If I go to the shops, that means I'm gonna go the whole week looking for a dress. So I don't go to the shops, I just shop online. Sometimes I stay 4 hours. If I need to really, really find a dress, it takes me 4 hours. And that dress, it has to be something that catch my eye, and I have to love it. So that is my identity. But before, I will look at celebrities, or I look at somebody on social media, they've put an effort in that whatever they are wearing, they put some thoughts in it, they've put so much energy in it, and here's me looking at the magazine and thinking, I need to buy this. So what kind of energy that I'm putting in there? I need to buy this. So I'm buying somebody else's identity. I'm buying somebody else's choice that they have chosen, that this. So I like those things. So you can bend things. So I bending clothes. There's a liked that I did not save me anymore. So I've been bending them since I think now I fit. So you can write down everything that comes into your mind on paper, and they make sure you are aware of it. When you write down something still making you angry, or is still upsetting you, it means that you have to deal with forgiveness. There are some things that you still need to deal with. So just write it down. When you finish writing down, and maybe burn it, or you want to uh, just leave it and meditate some let something really connect with myself and create something within me. Grow. If I want to grow, I have to have a relationship. I have to pray, and knowing that your past doesn't define you, and embrace your happiness. Let it go. Let everything go. It's okay to let things go. And knowing that everything that happens in life, there is behind it. God only He knows. And knowing that you are a child, that is enough. And you're somebody who's filled with this beautiful energy. And forgive whoever needs to go. Life, live, let go of that. You cannot change in that. Fear in life, life, judgment will be open to opportunities. Trust God. Whatever your beliefs that might be, give yourself. Surround yourself with the people who can help you to become who you want to become. When you want to change your identity, when you want to become something, you cannot say this one is okay for them to treat, it's okay for people to treat me bad because I'm a child of God. God does not let anyone treat them bad. God is very clear. You want to come into my kingdom, this is who you need to become. He's very clear. He doesn't say put up with anything. He doesn't say if you go to work and somebody is bullying you, you have to put up with somebody that is bullying you. He does not say but the Bible different. They say I'm a child of God. God says I have to love unconditional. Loves unconditional. But his love, his unconditional love, it comes with the commandment. It comes with the principles that he is written. If you want to kingdom, this is the image that you need to become in order for you to become. Your choice of saying to your tribe, family members, friends, I'm not saying go around judging people. All I'm saying is you don't have to put up anything. All I'm saying is the energy that you are surrounded with, that energy is going to handle with what identity you want to create. So you have a choice. You cannot say I'm a body and then I'm going to put up with whatever comes my way. No, you don't have to. God says, I am the way, the truth, and the He says, I speak in every words that I say, they come from my Father in heaven. So say to people that if you are struggling, create your identity because maybe you're pleasing. So you can work on unlearning that habit of being a people pleaser and create your own life. So if you are struggling, you are someone who is struggling to create the life that you want. I have created the life that I want. I know who I am. I know who I want to become. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I know who I want to become. When life throws me with lemons, I know how to respond because life will. throw you with lemons. You have to know your identity. You have to know who you want to become as a person. When the postman delivers something that you didn't ask for, when somebody turns like that, so you have to know how you respond and let go and forgive. So if you are a woman or a man struggling with their identity, how to create your own identity that aligns with who you want to become in 2 years' time, in 3 years' time, or 5 years' time, get in touch with me. It's not gonna be easy. You will do the work. I just help you out. You will do the work. Or if you are struggling with anything there, we have different coaches from all walks of life. Carol Ann, she's a writing facilitator. She was meant to be here. She's not here. Dr. Biget she is a grieving coach. The list goes on. We've got Rachel, Robin, Amanda, Nick, and Grant. The list goes on. If your business is not working out, connect with one of them. I'm not a business coach. So you can connect with me if you're struggling with business, unless you want some advice. But if you want deep coaching, I have my business coach. So I'm not a business coach, but Grant is. Grant, I think, is the only business coach at Ngozi Talk Shows. Yes, he is a business coach. So for me, I'm not a business coach. I am a relationship headhunter, head helper. Now head is messed up, and we can't. Our our lives cannot align with what we want. Our relationship, when we're struggling to love ourselves and we want to break the chains that is holding us in our head, and when your head is telling you this is who you want to become, and you are like, no, I don't want to become that, I want to become this. So yeah, I can help you with that. You want to break the chains of finding that breakthrough, I can help you with that. So get in touch, and God bless. Live with grace. I'll see you tomorrow.